Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see whether this works out. I'm going to give it 1 minute so that a couple of people can join. And then we're going to see whether or not we can beat this week's Taskmaster Tuesday. This is the first live attempt, so slightly nervous on my end, but let's see how this is going to turn out. Do let me know whether you can actually hear me in the chat box, and I'm happy to find out. Really intrigued about this live thing. Well then, let's start. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Gamer, and this is Taskmaster, where every Tuesday I go up against other YouTubers in design challenges in Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Now, this week is another task by Brother Monroe, and he has set up something very, very intriguing. That is a task where we do design a single battlecruiser in 1935 UK technology, and we go up against Spanish cruisers. Now, Spanish cruisers, and here's the twist, we can decide on how many ships we are going to go up against. So let's pick the United Kingdom here, and let's go up against Spain. Now, the rules are going to be as follows. It is 1935, as I said, and we do start out at 20-kilometer range. That's sort of meaningless, because this week it's all going to be about points and how many of these we can get. So, we are going to get 2 points for every heavy cruiser we sink, and 1 point for every light cruiser that we sink. That is going to be the challenge here. Now, we could start the battle here like that, and we would be getting 1 point, very likely at least, if we can sink that light cruiser. We're also going to get 2 bonus points if we sink the entire enemy fleet. So at this point, we would be looking at 3 points. Now, I don't think that with 3 points, we are going to find ourselves winning against my competitors, because Brother Monroe, Stealth 17, Spartan 43, all of these guys are very, very good gamers. So I think we will need to dial it up a little bit here. But just how much? That is going to be the big challenge here, that I'm really intrigued to see whether we are going to be doing good. So my thinking here is basically, last thing I should mention is, if we do lose against and if our ship gets sunk, we cannot actually score any points. So we really do need to survive this, but at the same time we need to go up against as big an enemy as possible. And I think we want this to be going up a fairly big battle. I'm really intrigued. I don't know whether that is going to be reasonable or not. I don't think we're going to have much more ammo than going up against 50 light cruisers. I really don't know whether that is going to be enough or not. So honestly, I've zero reference. I could look up against the other guys, how many ships they going up against. I don't know. But you know what? I'm thinking 50 light cruisers. Why not? It's a fair, nice, even number. So let's go ahead. We do need to pick the large cruiser hull. And we don't have any other design parameters here that we need to be concerned about. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do, of course, for a short range here. I do think we want maximum bulkheads. We can go for geared turbines. They should be fine. Shafts, auxiliary engines, that all seems fine. We're, of course, going to go oil-fired and with the best armor layout, I should say, that we can. Bulkheads do seem reasonable. Let's go for some torpedo protection here. Don't think we need much more. I definitively want at least increased ammo, because we do need to try to sink as many of these guys as we potentially can. Now, that is sort of the easy bit. The more harder bit here will come now from all of this. I'm thinking high power TNT might actually be the best choice. It has the lowest chance to explode, and it does still do a fair amount of high explosive damage. We could think about Lyddite too. Lyddite would do quite a lot of shell damage actually. Very little penetration. But then again, we are not really concerned about penetration. So, Plus 25% HE damage here, or plus 35. We could go for Lidite. The big question here is ammo explosion, so we are much more likely to actually blow up ourselves. Let's go with Lidite for now. I think we want advanced hydraulic here. We definitely want to fire his way as fast as possible. So that's good. I think bigger shells are usually preferable. I tend to go for super heavy, but I think in this case, heavy shells might do it for us. We don't want to overpan the enemy here either, so I think that's going to be fine. We will need to think about the speed. We will need to think about whether we need some explosives ourselves. But before we go into that, let's actually go for the gun accuracy here. I'm never entirely sure whether to pick coincidental or stereoscopic rangefinders, but I think we are going to go with the base layout here. That does mean we need to come a little bit closer towards the enemy, which is never that great, but I'm guessing it's going to be okay. Let's go for sonar towers here, and then let's start designing our ship. Now, aiming speed and base accuracy, it's a small advantage here for 700 tons, but let's see. We're going to place that a little bit to the rear here. And in terms of our secondaries, now we've got base accuracy. Yeah, that is much more significant here. I'm guessing we should go for the advanced one. Does leave us a little bit of room, so I think this is gonna be okay-ish. What funnels? We only have two choices of funnels here. Let's place one right there to the rear and see how much engine efficiency we are getting with that. 43%, of course, we are oil-fired, but we can go to induced. That's 82, or forced. That's already 100. Okay, I think 100% with a single smokestack is perfectly lovely here. So that's a weird layout. I don't think it's going to survive against 50 light cruisers, but let's find out. Let's look at our centerline guns. Let's look at what beautiful things we have got here. So these, oh, interesting. That's a Mark III. That's a Mark II. Interesting. I've never seen that, I think. At least I've never realized it. We've got Mark IV 13-inch guns or Mark V 12-inch guns. I'm leaning towards 12-inch guns. So that's at, let's say, a range of 10,000 meters. That seems to be reasonable. That's a 10% accuracy. That's only 5.7. Yeah, I think 12-inch guns are going to be the order of the day. And we're going to place 3 barrels here because we will need a lot of them. Let's see whether we will put them on a barb on an elevated position in a moment. Honestly, I think we will have such a target-rich environment that probably we do not need to place that anywhere sort of on an elevated position, because I think we will have enough targets to our broadsides in any case. Right, Mark V, Mark V, Mark V, 7-inch guns, and that's 4.7. Yeah, you know what, let's go with the 7 inches. Can't put them on there. How about the 6-inch guns? Okay, you can be placed on these sort of elevated positions here. Let's do that then, and see whether we can wiggle in a couple of other guys here. Sort of to the side, maybe? To the side over here? No, I think that's it. That's it in terms of firepower that we can place to the sides. Question is, do we want a tertiary gun battery? I don't think we want, actually. We do have a bit of an aft offset here, so let's place these guys here a little bit to the front. Now that's much better, isn't it? Question is, can we place another one in here? We could potentially, if we are using a raised position there. So medium, superimposed maybe? And then a third one like such. Well, that does fit. It does produce an awful lot of forward offset here, though. So that's not great. Let's see about this then. I'm not too sold on the forward arrangement there, but let's see how much armor we are getting. So first thing to think about is I'm thinking that potentially what we're going to see from the enemy is probably going to be along the lines of a 7-inch gun, maybe 8-inch gun. So they're going to have a penetration at 10,000 meters of 8 inches. That is going to be modified down by our crop 4 here, which basically does give us plus 100. So I think actually at 4 inches of belt armor we would theoretically be fine. In practice, of course, we want a lot more than that, but we don't really have the... Okay, you know what? I do want more armor. So we're going to get rid of that, and we're going to get a single arrangement here. I think it's much better with this slower forward offset. There's going to be a very good firing angle on all of these guys, so that is perfectly fine. And that does allow us to punch much more into the armor here. That being said, I'm going to first reduce the deck armor here slightly, because I don't think these guys are going to be that difficult to engage at long range. So that should be more or less fine. I think Brother Monroe at some point called my designs an armored bathtub, because I tend to have a very, very heavy armor on the side at sort of the expense of having less top armor. But I think this is more or less okay. We will of course need to think about the weight over there, and specifically whether we want some radar, some torps, some changes up there potentially. Okay, let's look at our weight and what we've got. So the weight is currently at, where do we have it? Oh, over here. Right, so actually the engines and boilers make up by far the most cost, not so much the most weight though. Bulkheads are kind of difficult. And then it's the turret, and not so much the belt armor. So we could, I guess, dial down a little bit on the speed here. That might actually allow us to use induced. Yeah, you know what, 96%, that's more than fine. Let's go to 31 knots. That does give us enough weight here to distribute to other things too. I want to go super heavy because I think that it will be a little bit better, and it will allow us to sink more enemies. I'm hoping that at least. We could go with a couple of torps here just to, you know what, let's try to place in just like a couple of them. You know what, we can use single torp tubes, single tubes like such. Then we're going to go with an increased ammo layout here. And that should be fine, because all I want is for them to be evading us basically. So I think that's okay. Some sectors have poor range of fire. Yeah, that's okay. It's perfectly all right like that. Can I place? Oh, that's underwater tubes. No. I just want them to not come too close to me. Yeah, that's going to be all right though. Okay, extensive armor. Fastest rate of fire that we can afford. We could go down on that, given that we have a target-rich environment, but I think it's okay. Speed is okay too. I'm slightly concerned. I'm mostly actually concerned about torpedoes, so I should potentially do something here, right? Yeah, makes sense to me at least. We're not going to use radio. We could use. It would be good to use the long-range accuracy here. It's a huge bond, but it's so expensive in terms of weight. And we don't have that much weight to save due to all of these various factors. Maybe go to many? Yeah, you know what? That's actually fine. 200% there. It's actually okay, I think. Yeah, I like it. And that does give us good long-range accuracy too. Good, I like it. And just 200 tons, we can dial down, I guess, on the armor, on the turrets, and maybe on the belt armor a little bit too. I mean, 13 inches should be plenty, shouldn't it? Okay, there we go. Forward weight offset, I think that's manageable. I think we do have a lot of... That's a good ship. I think it's... I like it. Yeah, I like it. It has good forward rate of fire. Only concerned about the amount of firepower that we can put out, but I'm hoping that we're going to survive at least until we're going to shoot out everything that we've got. The Lyddite is a little bit scary, but otherwise I think I'm fine with this. We've got good sonar, so we should be seeing any potential launch by them. So there we go. Let's hit the launch button here and let's see whether or not we can sink 50 ships. By the way, do let me know in the chat if you've seen the other guys' attempts and if you know how many ships that they have sunk, because I think at this point we have sort of thrown the dice and we should see how that turns out. Right, there we go. We start immediately in vision range of these guys. Let's see what they've got. They've got 6-inch guns, 6 of them, so it's not quite the worst that we've ever seen, all forward firing. That's one thing. Now the other thing is, let's find out whether they do have torpedoes. There's the 2 inches. If they do have torpedoes, we're going to have a hard time. 6 inches, they don't have torps. That is very good news. That does allow us to come right in here and hopefully smash away at them. I'm gonna go with safe here. I think we can afford to be quite liberal with our ammo. We've got 1,620 shells. Maybe let's go saving some ammo here, because ultimately we've got 50 targets, so that's not actually that much per target if you're calculating it like that. Let's try to always engage sort of these dudes who are not emitting smoke, because we'll have a slightly better range there. You know what? Actually, screw that. Let's actually try to hit some of these guys who are bunching up like that, because that might be beneficial. And I think we're going to try to get in front of them. And we should see our guns opening fire every minute now. Yeah, we're going to try to find bunched up targets very close to one another, so that even if we are not hitting them, we might be hitting one of their bodies very close. Just out of curiosity, 1.8 here, 0.4 there. It is sort of a... Okay, I guess we can go to normal here. And I guess I do need to turn up my volume a little bit. Right, let's see. Okay, what do you think? Are we going to win this? Okay, there come the first enemy shells here. That's slightly concerning, because they are at such a range that I would expect that some of these shells could actually hit our deck armor, which is much, much worse than our primary armor, so to say. Right. Lots of shells incoming now. Let's try to go a little bit harder at them then. And I guess we can accelerate time here, because this is going to take a while. And they have actually already put us on fire. That's great, isn't it? Yeah, they've already scored 3 hits. Some of them are starting fires. And that's not a good sign. 50 light cruisers. Okay, let's present a broadside here, because there's way too much coming in. And I'm slightly concerned at that. Okay, let's try to hit this guy, because he's so close now that I think we do have a rather reasonable chance here of hitting him. There goes the first 12-inch shell. A couple of smaller shells. He is flooding. That's great news. I kind of doubt whether or not he is going to sink from that. Ooh, just look at all of that coming in. Just look at that. Yeah, they're putting us on fire all of the time. That is very, very concerning. We might end up with very few actual points here. He's flooding. I'm not sure he's going to go down from that. He is probably. Okay, let's go slightly. Okay, there's the first block. At least we are not going to be completely out of points here. Let's target the next guy in line here. 10%, 11%. No, I think you're all fine, gentlemen, there to be targeted. Very nice broadside. That should be more than good. Okay, back to slightly better acceleration here. He's going down very quickly, I have to say. Or at least he's being hit very early on. That's nice. Okay, let's switch targets, but keep secondary fire on him, because he might be going down. There we go. That's lovely. Next target it is. 2 points already. That's good. That's good. And hello to Bob Fall. Welcome to my first live stream, actually, on YouTube. Very intrigued about that. By the way, do let me know whether the audio is fine and everything. I don't know about that. Right, lots of hits here on us. We have lost the first percentage point here in terms of damage. I think I'm going to actually switch to you. Secondaries are still going to go on you, though, hoping to cause some flooding here and bring him down completely. Well, we've also got the first hit here. Now they're all emitting smoke again. That's not great, but he is going to go down too. Lovely. Switch targets. Nice. Can hear you fine. Good. Thank you, man of the intro, PL and Bob, for good information. Always a little bit nervous. Oh, look at this guy. By the way, yeah, we can confirm that they don't have torps yet. 3% lost, but sunk a couple of ships already, so that's good. He is flooding, but only on the bow. So we do need to hit him sort of in the rear here for him to go truly down. But I guess we can switch main guns on you, and then on you. Oh, look, notice that. He is actually being targeted by one of our torps here. Torps we only really... Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Both of these guys just got hit by the same salvo. And this guy actually might go down, even though we are primarily targeting that guy there. So that's exactly what I want to see. And that is why I like to target ships that are very clustered up together. Right, more ships sinking there. That's nice to see. There's still a lot to go. Anyone know how many points the other guys did manage to score? I would be really intrigued. I mean, it's not going to change much. I was tempted. I'm not being honest here. I was tempted to look up how many ships they sunk and try to beat that. But it wouldn't be fair because they don't have that information. So, yeah. Cringe factor now on the name. Don't worry about it. I think it's fine. Right, let's actually try to get the Ceres here. You might also be a good target because you are not emitting smoke right now. But we have scored some hits on you. Don't see that much clustering up for now, so... Yeah, well, I'm guessing secondaries on you then. Primaries still on you. Could potentially switch that around. We don't need much here. Just need a little bit more floating damage on him. He might actually be going down already. Okay, he's certainly now. That's okay then. Right, let's pick this guy. He's sort of nice and close. We only lost 6% of damage, so that is kind of okay. Now, the intriguing bit about picking how many enemies you're going up against is actually something that a lot of you guys will know, but it's the Lancaster laws, and that is, intriguingly, the difficulty doesn't go up linearly with the amount of enemies that you have. So if we had picked 100 guys instead of 50, we would not be having twice the difficulty. We would be facing 4 times the difficulty. And basically that is because you would be facing basically 2 times the damage output, but you'd also be facing 2 times the hit points basically on enemies. So it's very interesting, I think, to think about that and see what the difficulty would be and how many enemies you pick. And it's sort of unintuitive, I think, at least to me it was, but it's an actual piece of military school of thought, doctrine, you'd think. This question about quality versus quantity, and that at some point really quantity does gain quality on its own. Right. We are scoring good hits there. I think we can switch targets now. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, he's you know what, let's pick this guy. He's much closer. Right. We do need to be slightly concerned here with the amount of ammo that we've got. So we should potentially actually go to slower speeds here so that we are getting the nice modifier here from being close to our own cruise speed. Okay, he is going down. Keep secondaries on him, but primaries are going to target someone else. Yeah, nice. So that's a very good hit there. Well, it has actually looked better than it is, but it's still kind of nice to see. Right, okay, you are doing fine there. You are going to go down, aren't you? The AI has that tendency to pump out their ships entirely, which really, sometimes it's really not that nice. Also, what I just like to see is that we can't target this guy with our secondaries on this side here. They're just going to be idle. They're not going to care about that ship at all. They're only going to target one ship at a time. Right, speaking of, we should go over there. I think this guy is going down on his own. Yeah, he is. So that does mean we can switch around to these guys here. They're kind of nice and close. They're in the smoke. That's not that great, but still could be okay. You know what? Let's actually go with the secondaries on this guy because he isn't smoking. And that might actually kill him. Right, that guy too is intriguing. Okay, he's gone down. He will go down shortly, I would expect. There we go. That's good flooding. Yeah, let's try to save some ammo here. Switch around. That's good. Yeah, is he going to go down? We can actually check. You know, we are going to go up against the... Yeah, he is. Right, let's go for the General Linares. And by the way, I completely forgot about to count the enemy ships here. So we will just need to make sure that we're going to count them at the end when we are either running out of ammo or there is some sort of... Oh, are we scoring a hit here with the top? Yes, we are actually scoring a torpedo hit. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, he is going to go down. Rio de la Plata. Okay, we are sort of in the middle now. That's not what I like to see. But on the other hand, we are lucky that they do not have torps. Right. Come on. Come on. Just a couple of good hits there, please. So that's still 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's probably another 8. Yeah, I don't think we've even sunk half of the enemy ships at this point. Okay, he is going to go down though, so that's good. Any bunched up targets? You're all keeping your distance. Interesting. Okay, good hits there. Let's switch around to you, I guess. Oh, you are already somewhat damaged. Right, let's see. By the way, I do admire how civil everyone is. I just know from Twitch that sometimes people can be a little bit weird in the comment section, and it's really nice to see this crowd to be a little bit different here. So really appreciate that. Right, you guys, Congreso, Viserys does really need another good hit there, I think. So we're down to 20% here. But I am hopeful that that is going to be fine. Okay, you are sinking. Let's keep on pounding this target because it's just right where we were just shooting at. So that's lovely. I think that was a good hit there. He should be going down. Yeah, he is. Nice. Good hits here. Still a little bit difficult. Okay, let's switch to Alfonso. Not emitting smoke. Going to be a much better target. Okay, come on, come on, come on. Oh, hi, Brother Monroe. You're streaming Stellaris today? No, Stealth. Ah, okay. Seems to be going fine. Just do let me know how many ships has Stealth actually gone up against. We are going up against 50 light cruisers here. Okay, you're going to go down. So let's see whether we can sink you with secondaries while pounding that guy there with our primaries. Oh, that's a good hit. That's a very good hit. Yeah, we can actually switch back to you. Come on. Yeah, sinking. Nice. Let's go to the other side here. There's a lot of ships behind us. Last Admiral standing. Well, I'm hoping that we're going to be standing at the end of this stream here. We are down to 72%. That is maybe not the greatest. Just how fast are you guys actually? You're a little bit slower than we are. That's encouraging because that might at least mean that we can survive this. By the way, can you actually get rid of the Ceres here for me, please? Okay, these are good hits. Yeah, he's sinking. Let's switch around to you. That's a big blob up there. Okay, let's circle around here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to target you here because I think... it didn't work out for you, Stealth. Okay, so I'm intrigued to see how many ships we will be getting here today, and whether or not we will be doing fine. I mean, last week was going good on this channel, so I think last week, sorry, the week before, last week we didn't, right? Coast Guard cutters. Yeah, Stealth has had an amazing run the other week with his. Oh, that's a good hit there. With his, he's so bunched up. With his light cruisers, they were basically, they remind me, did they have a single 3-inch gun? Something like that, I'm not entirely sure. But it was pretty amazing, and it was a slaughter. Okay, you are sinking there. And notice, this is not the ship that we were targeting. We were targeting the Colon. He was just caught up in the crossfire, and that is why I do like it when the AI does bunch up like that. He's concerning. How many shells do all of you gentlemen have? More than 200. We're down to 64%, but are we going to survive here? I wonder. It's still a bunch of enemies. Okay, I'm getting annoyed by this guy here. Good hits there, though. Come on. Yeah, that's what I like to see. Good. Do not hit him, because I would not like to suffer a collision now. Collision now would be kind of horrible. Oh, Brother Monroe, you died too. Well, that does give me a chance if I only survive. I'm not going to try to run away now just because I know that, because that would be kind of cheap. But let's see how it is going to turn out. Right, you can go straight here a little bit though. Don't need to be quite as exposed to them. 56%. They are starting to hit us quite badly at this point. On the other hand, they're also running slightly out of ammo. At least that's what I hope to see here. Okay, you are sinking. That's lovely. Let's try to get little Lorenzo here, because she's just awfully close. Or the Isabella, maybe. Right. Okay, good hits there. Let's switch back. She might be going down anyway. Yeah, she is. Nice. Come on, Melito. She's extremely close. Why are you not hitting her? Torpedo hit. Okay, that should do it for her. I did not expect that we would actually be scoring torpedo hits here against light cruisers. That is sort of funny to see. We're down to 900 main caliber rounds. Do think we started out at 2,000 or so hopefully we're going to score enough damage here to validate that. Are you going down? Yeah, I think you are. Nice. That should do it for you too. Some flooding here on you. Let's turn around. Make sure everyone gets their fair share of our explodey shells. We are running Lid-Eye. That is dangerous. You could actually deserve some secondary gunfire there. Come on. She's just barely afloat, isn't she? And there was another hit here, by the way, on both of these guys here, even though we only targeted one, of course. You're gonna get some. Yeah, lovely. You're sinking. And let's switch. Yeah, ooh, that's all very, very nice, isn't it? Okay, let's try to just try to hit her once, and I think she will be going down. Secondaries can already go to you. Yeah, okay, she is a goner. Ligeria it is then. Let's see. Ooh, yeah, we have some engine damage at this point. We're still making 26 knots, so basically our ideal speed, but it seems like the enemy fire is drying down a little bit, at least over here, which is certainly a good sign for us, because that might indicate at least, she's gone, that might indicate at least that they have some trouble here maintaining their ammo. Let's actually start a fire on the guy who is still firing on us. The secondaries I'm not so really worried about, but let's see. Come on, come on. Anyone bunched up? No, no one in this direction, so how much have we left here? That's 5, 7, 10, 13 or so. Seems to be going fine for us, I would say. Especially if my fellow admirals did not make it, ultimately. Okay, let's split fire here between these two guys. Yeah, okay, that should do it for him. All the fire is going to go on him now. Oh, we haven't really scored hit there. Ooh, that's nice. Not going to be enough, but maybe enough for secondaries to finish the job. Well, we're also scoring hits here. That's lovely. Yeah, the high explosive lid-eyed ammo, really good thing for us. Right, let's switch to you. Secondary is still on you. Nice, that's a good hit too. You are surprisingly resilient. CL with no torpedoes is really lucky. Yeah. If they had torpedoes, I mean, what we would have done is we would have kept our distance and run a little bit in circles and basically gotten them to fire off all of their torpedoes. But you never know. There's always the risk of just, you know, that one single one coming through. I feel like we've been doing fairly well in terms of dodging torpedoes in the latest runs. But as you say, it's always a great danger. She's going to go down. So that, my friends, does seem to be just a handful of guys left here. That's about 7 light cruisers left. Out of 50, we are at 43. I am fairly confident that this is going to go not too badly for us. I would think at this point. Secondaries should still fire on them. I think we can accelerate slightly here now. Some of these guys here in the rear probably are going to have more ammo though. So I guess we are going to just try to directly run towards them. Hopefully they're not going to get away. And that might or might not be a good one. Yeah, fully agreed, brother. It's without torps, it's much better. But I feel like for whatever reason the AI does put fewer torps on light cruisers in sort of towards the late game-ish. But yeah, you never know. Okay, so yeah, brother, do shoot ahead. What's the score looking overall? Roger damage. Ooh, yeah, you're sinking. Can I not run into you, please? That looks good too. The other ones are going to be slightly trickier, I find, because they are going to be a little bit more further away. So scoring hits here is really going to be much tougher. Okay, you do need to have some secondary fire off there. Yeah, but see, secondaries, as long as they are like 7 inch, 6 inches, they can actually do some damage. So I'm feeling we are definitely going to get her. The Panto is also close enough that I think she is going to suffer greatly. Everyone is smoking at this point. That's not nice. Spartan 22. 22 is not bad. Did he build something with ridiculous forward firing power? I would expect no less of him. $600 rounds left. Yeah, she's going down. That's nice to see. Did she suffer some damage here? She did. Oh, flooding too. That's lovely. Yeah, she is struggling. Let's try to target her and her with secondaries. That is looking 18-inch guns. He picked 18-inch. So Spartan 43 picked 18-inch guns against. Well, he's probably going up against heavy cruisers at that point, right? If he's using that against light cruisers, I'm gonna laugh at him. She's gonna go down. She's gonna go down too, and that should do it for us. Hopefully, yeah. I think this always counts the ones that are going down. Just guns need to turn around, but I think very soon we are gonna see a very nice salvo here, and there she goes. That should do it for this match. So we did score 50 light cruisers, and I think there's a bonus 2 points for basically sinking everyone. So that should mean that we are standing at 52, which, if my math isn't entirely incorrect, is looking pretty good for us, isn't it? So here we go. Last look on our ship, which I think she's kind of a beauty, isn't she? I do like her. And of course, here's the Nato brother. Incredible sight armor, very little on the top armor. But I do think it's a design that works. So, Everyone, thank you for watching. Do check out the other guys' videos if you haven't done so yet. I'm going to go immediately to Stealth 17, Brother Monroe, and Spartan 43 and check out their stuff. Thank you very, very much for watching. Really enjoyed that. Thanks, guys.